Away. Written by Megan Linsky. Narrated by Liana Walsh and A.J. Carter. Prologue. Rosemary. My pursuer is chasing me, gaining speed as I try to outrun his long strides. My chest tears in half and my legs wobble trying to get away. There's nothing I can do to stop him as he tackles me to the ground, pinning me so I can't move. "Ah," Noah says. "Katya, you've got nowhere else to go." I gave him a glare, saying, "One day I'll outrun you. You'll see." "Oh, sure you will," he says. Noah bends his head down and nuzzles his nose against my own. "And if you do, I suppose I won't be able to do this then." He brushes his lips across mine ever so slightly. I can't resist. I rise up to meet him and give him a strong, sweet kiss, putting a hand on the back of his head to draw him closer, running my fingers through his hair. He kisses me back and whispers in my ear, "How did I get such a hot girlfriend, Rosemary McGowan? How did I get stuck with a bad boy like you?" I laugh. Noah's motorcycle is in the distance, by the side of the road where we decided to pull over. We go riding every day on the bike whenever it's warm. I love the feeling on the motorcycle, love the feeling of freedom, like nothing and no one is behind me. We don't know who owns the lavender field, but we don't really care. We come here all the time to chase each other, to make love and watch the stars. It's a beautiful sunny day. The lavender field we're lying in has purple petals that sway in the slight breeze, and a forest borders the landscape. Here, in the wide-open country, there's no one around for miles. The sky is pure blue, with freckles of clouds coasting across it. This lavender field is my heaven, here with Noah Cash, and I never want to leave it. It's our special place, reserved just for us. Noah rolls over onto his side, exhausted from the chase. We play tag all the time. We know it's a game for little kids, but when we're together, we can't help it. We're naturally playful. There's a side of Noah he only shows to me, and there's a side of me that I only show to him. To everybody else in Lousdale, he's the tough guy, the troublemaker, the bad boy, the motorcycle rider. With me, he might as well be an innocent child again. And when I'm with Noah, there's no mask I need to put up. I don't need to hide from my family. There's no perfect little smile that I must force. I don't feel the need to be the good girl that does everything right and never messes up. Everything feels natural and easy when I'm with Noah, unlike when I'm at home. This is a perfect day, I say, lying on my back and staring up at the sky. There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be than with you. Me either, Noah says. My dad gave me a pretty hard time about leaving the house today. He wanted me to take Brennan to soccer practice, but I told him that this was my only day off from the shop, so I insisted I had to spend it with you. How is your dad, anyway? He's getting by. I don't ask questions. Noah has a hard time opening up to me, and he can't help that. His mother passed away a few years ago, and ever since, his dad has relied on Noah for everything. Noah's been left to raise his little brother, Brennan, alone while his dad goes off to drown his sorrows at whatever bar will take him that evening. Noah does his best, but I know life has shattered him. It's tough, being the man of the house at such a young age, and I know Noah's job pays for the bills around the house. His dad hasn't worked in years. Since his mom's been gone, I've been the one who has managed to crack Noah's shell. Perhaps he lets me in because we both know what it's like to have broken families. I've lost a parent too. My father isn't dead, but might as well be because he isn't around. Noah and I are so similar. Both of us struggle to get close to people because our families are messed up in a way most aren't. If it was truly up to us, we would take his bike and leave, drive to a beach far away and leave Lousdale behind us. But we can never do that. Not now. Not ever. In the same way that our families weigh us down, they also give us a sense of home. He loves his dad, and I love my mom too much to leave. We're both obligated to stay home and take care of our parents. They gave us so much, after all. Still, Noah and I both long to be free in a way we can never be. The reason I love Noah, have always loved him, is simple. I can see his beautiful soul the minute I look into his eyes. When I look at him, I lose the pain that my father gave me long ago. Don't worry about your dad today, I say, and I roll on top of him and look into his eyes. Just think about me. Only me. Believe me, beautiful, he whispers. You're all I want to think about. He kisses me passionately, with a fierceness I've never known. We crawl under a nearby oak tree and lose our clothes, pressing our bare bodies together. Under this oak tree, I'm safe. Here, there's nothing but the sun and the sky and my love for Noah Cash as we sink into paradise together. I know it can't last, but I don't care. Inside this perfect moment, I don't want anything but to be with him. Life's perfect. Till I go home.
Chapter 1. Noah. Wow, she's pretty. I watch her walk ahead of me, a careless smile on my face. Rosemary is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, second to none, no doubt. And I'm lucky enough to call her mine. I follow Rosemary into her mother's home like a puppy, trying to keep my tongue from dragging on the ground. We've been dating for almost 2 years, but I'm still taken by her. Always have been, always will be. I love each and every part of her. Ever since we got together at a mutual friend's bonfire 2 summers ago, I've been completely addicted to her, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Rosemary lives in the country, in a house where no one else is around for at least a mile or so. We open the door to the entry hall. I hope her mother isn't here, but that's too much to ask for. Dawn is screaming about something, as usual. I swear, that woman's off her rocker. What's Mom going on about? Rosemary asks in concern. I don't like her tone. It suggests she wants to step in to stop the fight, which is never a good idea. Who knows, I say, purposefully blocking her way into the kitchen, where Donna is shrieking. Just grab your stuff and let's go. Rosemary obliges, climbing the stairs to her bedroom and leaving me alone in the entryway. As I stand there, I can hear Donna ranting to her husband, Peter. I don't trust him. He's anything but stable. One of these days, he's just going to snap, and then it'll be one of us that's in his path of destruction. Mark didn't call me for no reason. It's like he's teasing us, threatening us that his brother's going to do something irrational. This woman's certainly calling the kettle black, noting that someone's unstable. Donna, calm down, Peter says in a low voice. James is nowhere to be found right now. Mark's a drunk. He doesn't even know what he's saying. Let's not jump to conclusions. Mark hasn't called me in 5 years, Peter. What do you think that means? I try to block them out. Rosemary doesn't have the best family. Her mother and stepfather barely give her the time of day. Her relatives aren't much better. Her Uncle Mark's an alcoholic, and he's cruel on top of it. Rosemary's father, James, left a long time ago. He's really messed up in the head. He's been in and out of jail for years, all for violent crimes. He's nothing but a maniac who hops from place to place and does everything he can to sacrifice his parental duties. Last I heard, he just got out of prison after serving time for aggravated assault and is on parole. I think Donna dated James in her teenage years because she liked the thrill of dating a bad boy, but the situation definitely turned bad in the end. James left Donna destitute with a toddler, with nowhere to go. I'm pretty sure Donna married Peter for his money in order to get out of it, but I don't want to judge. Donna despises James. The second he's brought up in conversation, Donna gets this terrible look on her face, and she takes her emotions out on whoever dares to cross her until she gets in a better mood. Mostly, she uses Rosemary as a punching bag. I've tried to tell Rosemary that her mother is too harsh and she needs to move out. But Donna's the only parent Rosemary feels like she has. Peter is a shitty stepdad and has always treated Rosemary as part of the furniture. No matter what Donna does to her, Rosemary just takes it lying down. I do what I can to protect her. Watching Donna verbally berate Rosemary on a daily basis stings, especially when my girlfriend doesn't want to admit the truth to herself that her mother is abusive. Rosemary comes back down the stairs, carrying her backpack. "Let's get out of here," I say, speaking over Donna shouting. "Go over to my house." "Okay," she says brightly. Secretly, I'm relieved. Rosemary never turns down the opportunity to stay overnight at my place, but sometimes getting her away from her parents when they're actually home can be a pain. They guilt trip her into doing things for them that aren't her responsibility, and it usually leads to an argument. If I'm around, I'll get involved, because I can't stand by and watch them say whatever they like to her. Mark and James aren't just going to pop up out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense, Peter insists. "I'm telling you, Peter, he's up to something. I know he is. James is going to come after us," Donna screams. I roll my eyes. Donna has been saying for years that James is going to lose his shit and do something stupid, but none of them have seen him since Rosemary was a little girl. Nothing is going to happen. I stride toward the door and grab the handle, planning to follow Rosemary outside. "Noah," Donna calls. "A moment, please." Shit, she spotted me. I hold in a sigh of annoyance, then leave the entryway to enter the kitchen. "Yes?" She purses her lips. "Have you decided what you're going to do with your education?" Donna makes it a habit to ask me what I'm doing with my life every time I come over. I'm not sure why it matters. I have a job, and I'm working. I'm supporting my family just fine. The fact that I haven't made a choice about what I want my career to be really isn't any of her business. No, not really. I'm still deciding. "Still deciding? Rosemary is almost through her second year of college. You've had quite a long time now to decide," she sneers. "I work long hours," I tell her. Doesn't leave much room for thinking about other things. "I see." She turns up her nose. "Well, don't take too long. At this rate, Rosemary will have graduated by the time you make up your mind, and I want to be sure you're good enough for my daughter." I manage not to bark something insulting as I hiss, "Yes, ma'am." I turn away before she can say anything else. I know Donna hates me. She's been struggling for ages to break us up, but thankfully, nothing's worked so far. She doesn't like her daughter around men, probably because she married James when she was Rosemary's age. Donna's mistake isn't Rosemary's, I think sharply. I exit the house, then climb on my motorbike. Rosemary sits behind me. "Something wrong?" she asks. "It's just your mom being hard on me. I'm used to it." "Don't worry. I know she likes you. It's just going to take some time for her to get used to you," she says, squeezing my middle. I don't have the heart to correct my dear, sweet Rosie. She's really hard on you. It's not right. "I know, but she's my mom." Rosemary shrugs. "I have to love her. It's not like I get a choice." "You do, Rosie. You don't need to feel obligated to love someone just because they're your family, especially if they treat you poorly," I say. "You can choose your family. Family doesn't have to be related to you." Rosemary laughs. "That's just silly. You can't override DNA. Blood is blood. Family's more important than anything. Even after all the bad stuff my dad's done, I still have to forgive him because he's my dad." "I know that's what you've been taught, but that's not necessarily true," I tell her slowly. She shrugs. "I don't know. Nobody's going to be there for you like your family is. Until I see it for myself, I don't think I can believe it." "Maybe one day you will." I kick the motorcycle into high gear, and we speed away to my house. We spend the rest of the night watching comedy movies while Rosemary snuggles into my arms, giggling at all the parts that are too silly to be funny. It's late, and she has to go to work tomorrow, but she doesn't care because she wants to stay awake with me. I won't be able to convince her to go to sleep. After midnight, I hear light snores. I look down at her, nestled against my side, a soft smile on her face. I can't handle how much love I feel when I look at my little Rosie. When my mother died, Rosemary was the only one who was there for me through it all. When I had sunk into a depression and my friends abandoned me because my grief had changed me into a different person, Rosemary was the only one who stuck by me. I'm entirely devoted to her. No matter what happens to me, Rosemary's always going to love me without abandon. That's why I can't live without her. I'm going to ask her to marry me. Soon, but I'm not sure when. I've got to work up the money to buy a ring, but I don't want to wait too long to propose. I can't let a girl this amazing get away. Her mother's words keep echoing in my head, unable to let me go. I want to be sure you're good enough for my daughter. I don't like Donna, but she has a point. How am I going to support Rosemary when I don't know what I'm doing with my life? Is it wrong to make her my wife when I have no sense of stability? Or is it Donna just getting into my head? I love her. I'll do anything to protect her against her family. Anything. I know how they are. If Donna gets a good grip in her, they'll wrench us apart quickly, and she knows how to get into Rosemary's head. Donna's doing everything she can to separate us now. All she needs is the right opening. I swear I'll never give her one. I swear on everything I have, I won't let her family tear us away from one another.
Chapter 2. Rosemary. Lady, I need more ice. Can we have a couple boxes? This isn't fully cooked. We want a refund. Where's your manager? I'll get right on it. I shout to all of the customers at once, carrying a full tray of food in one hand and dirty dishes in the other. Every table at the diner is full tonight, and there's only 2 waitresses on staff. Me and Kendall. And right now, Kendall is nowhere to be seen. I grit my teeth, running around to help as many tables as I can and ignoring the ones that scream at me as I fly by. I feel like I'm in the throes of chaos. Rosemary, what are you doing? This food has been waiting to go out for ages, my boss says as I whirl into the kitchen to place another order. I'm sorry, I'll get it right out, I tell him, grabbing 4 plates at once and hurrying out the door. I love my job, I really do, but Friday nights are always the worst. Being a waitress isn't easy. I glance at the silverware and realize we're going to run out very soon, and I have no time to wrap anymore. The dirty dishes are going to take me an hour to wash if I don't get any help. All the cooks are busy, so unless Kendall comes in... Where have you been? I ask as I watch her walk leisurely into the dining area, putting on her apron casually. I've been taking care of your tables. She shrugs and says, Sorry, who's left? Just the family of 4 by the window. I tell her, my face burning. All the rest of them left. Did you get my tips? She asks, hand extended. Yes. Wanting to claw her eyes out, but not wanting to get fired, I reach into my pocket and pull out the money I made, but that's technically hers. We share tips at the diner, and that's what's required by our boss. She pockets a wad of cash and says, Okay, I guess I can take it from here. Yeah, because I've already picked up all your tables. I want to scream, but I keep quiet. Kendall is the queen of Lousdale Lounge and the owner's daughter. Anything goes when she is giving the orders around here. I want to speak up, but I don't. When I'm rushing back and forth taking orders, I hear one of the cooks from the kitchen say, You need to be here on time, Kendall. It's not fair you're making Rosemary pick up the slack on your shift. Kendall laughs. Why? Rosemary is such a doormat. She'll never stick up for herself. Why work hard when she can just make the money for me? My teeth are gnashing, but I force myself to turn away. I need this job. Speaking up is just going to get me fired, so I have to put up with Kendall's bullshit. It's not like anyone is going to listen to me anyway. 2 hours later, the customers are gone and everything's back in order. I'm soaking wet from washing dishes so fast, and my feet are killing me. When the diner closes, I'm practically crawling to my car. Every single fiber in my muscles ache from working a 12-hour shift. Even though it's only 9 o'clock at night, all I want to do is crawl into bed. The house lights are off when I pull into the driveway. I go inside and read the note pinned to the fridge. Peter and I are going out. We'll be late coming home. I expect the kitchen to be cleaned and the laundry to be done by the time we get back home. Lock the door. Mom. I throw my keys on the counter. Typical. I'd almost rather be yelled at than come home to an empty house. Ever since she married Peter, I might as well be invisible to my mother, unless I'm screwing something up. She only takes notice of me when I'm not bowing down to her demands. I swear, she goes out and parties with Peter every night and has since the moment I became old enough to watch myself. But she's my mom. I guess she deserves to let loose after she put up with raising me all those years. I should be grateful for her sacrifices, I guess. I toss my work shirt into the laundry room, then throw on an old Lousdale high t-shirt, a zip-up jacket, and a set of yoga pants. I throw myself onto the couch and turn on the TV. I'm too irritated to try and sleep right now, and I don't feel like doing the chores my mother left for me. I'll get to them later. It's not exactly fair my mom expects me to clean the house after I've been working all day, but somebody's got to do it. As I begin flipping through random channels, I can't seem to focus on anything but that note on the counter. I miss my mother, and I wish she hung out with me more. But she's as careless as she's always been, and me getting older has only given her more free rein. I'm 19 now, no longer her burden. Sometimes it feels like the only person who loves me is Noah. It's been a horrible day. I grab a blanket and pull it over me, but as I do so, I think I see headlights beaming through the curtains. A minute later, I hear a creak in the kitchen. They're home? It seems early, but maybe they called the date off. "Hey, Mom," I shout. "How was your night out?" No answer. Turning around, I call out, "Did you hear me?" Still no answer. The footsteps don't head for the upstairs bedrooms, but for the living room, where I am. Those footsteps in the hallway are too loud for Mom to make, and they're definitely not Peter's. The only other person who has a key to my house is Noah, and I know he's working the night shift right now. I can't imagine who else would stop by. Then I realize I forgot to lock the door. Panic sets in. I run for the porch door on the other side of the house, but before I can grab the handle, a filthy hand slaps over my mouth. I scream, trying to bite the hand of my attacker, but it does no good. He tastes of sweat and grime. "Help!" I cry, but the sound is muffled. I wrench away from him as he jerks my arm behind my back, wounding me. I stomp on his feet, but his steel-toed, mud-caked boots prevent me from hurting him. As he draws me to his chest, I gasp. This man is huge, 4 times my size. "Quiet, Rosemary," he orders, and my eyes widen. I know that voice. "Don't fight back." "No!" I kick him furiously in the shin, but besides a grunt of pain, he doesn't respond. He drags me through the living room, effortlessly carting me outside. In the driveway, there's a car I don't recognize, one that's got to be his. "Stop struggling. You're only making it worse." In the moonlight, I catch a glimpse of his face. His skin is wrinkled and aging. Yellow and chipped teeth are falling out from years of ill care. He wears clothes that are stained and that smell as if he hasn't bathed in weeks. You'll thank me later for taking you away from her, James mutters to himself, still dragging me. I kick, bite, and punch all the way out to his car, but it does no good. James throws me up against the back of his vehicle, stunning me, and restrains my hands behind my back with a pair of handcuffs. This is too insane to be real. I'm being kidnapped by my own father.
Chapter 3. Noah. My night shift at the mechanic shop doesn't end until 10 that evening. Once it's done, I make another call to Rosemary's cell phone, but she doesn't answer. It immediately worries me. I've sent her a few messages in the past hour, and she hasn't responded to any of them, except to tell me her parents are gone for the night. It's unlike her to ignore me. Is she really that mad Donna is out partying again? Or maybe she had a worse day at work than I thought. Rosemary can be a pushover when it comes to the diner. I've tried telling her she needs to fight back when Kendall pushes her buttons, but she never does. Who knows what happened this time? I turn to my buddy Chad, who locks the shop door with a snap. She's not picking up, I say. I'd better go over there. I don't know why, Chad says, not taking his eyes off the screen as he plays some game on his phone. It was supposed to be a guys' night, remember? We're playing cards at Blaine's. I just want to make sure she's okay. I don't like her being alone in that house this late, and she gets really upset when her mom blows her off. She's 2 minutes down the road, I tell him. It won't take long. You're so whipped. Chad sighs, and he starts walking to his car. I fire up my motorcycle and take off. I slow down as I turn down the road Rosemary lives on, not wanting to wake her if she's asleep. My bike is loud, and it'll definitely alert her if I'm coming. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. What could possibly go wrong on a quiet night like tonight? Nothing happens in Lousdale. It's a small town in the middle of the country. It's perfectly safe around here. I'm just being overprotective. Except there's a car parked in her driveway that I don't recognize. I peer at the vehicle in the darkness. It's an old, beat-up Toyota. I see tons of those around here. Maybe one of her friends came to visit? Then, when I'm moments away from her house, I see a large man carrying her toward the Toyota. She's struggling to get away. "Rosemary!" I cry, and I kick the motorcycle into high gear. She hears me coming and glances up. "Noah!" Rosemary fights the man furiously, but he throws her into the back seat of the car. He jumps into the driver's seat, then fires up the engine, spinning his tires and hurtling toward me as he turns onto the road. I swerve to avoid him, but take the turn too late. His windows are open. I hear Rosemary scream as the front end of the vehicle collides with my bike. I go flying. The bike spins out from under me and slides into a nearby cornfield. I'm thrown over the car and onto the road, my body rolling as I smash against the hard gravel. I come to a harsh stop on the side of the road. The world spins, slowly fading as I watch the Toyota speed down the road and far away. Rosemary. The next morning, I'm barely able to focus because I feel like screaming. Not due to the pain, but the fear. Rosemary's out there, captured by some lunatic who took her somewhere I don't know. The crash was bad, and my bike was destroyed, but I managed to make it out in one piece. I'm sore as hell, and my ribs are cracked, but they aren't broken. I don't have any other injuries, except I'm bruised up and look like shit, but at this point, I don't care. I check myself out of the hospital the minute the nurse's back is turned, and start looking for Rosemary. I ask everyone in town, bang on every door, and look down every side street to check if anyone has seen her. The answer's always a no. The police have already looked everywhere, but I look a second time. I get thrown out of the police station for being so belligerent with the detectives. My girlfriend is missing, and they're acting like this is all some big joke. They're doing what they can, but it's not enough. Not that Donna's any help. All she's done since Rosemary's been taken is wail on Peter's shoulder and fail to give the police any helpful information about where James might be keeping her. And we all know James is the one who took her. It can't be anyone else. The police have already checked his residence on file, and he's not there, and it's clear that he stole the car he used to capture her, because they can't find any records or registration on the Toyota either. When they reached out to his parole officer, it became immediately clear that James broke parole, though tracking him is all but hopeless now that he's on the run. This man simply vanished into the wind, and he took Rosemary with him. But unlike the police, I'm not willing to sit here and let time pass while that monster keeps her captive. I don't eat or sleep. I'm a walking mess. When the story appears on the news that evening, I have hope, but no luck. Nobody calls into the police hotline because it seems like nobody in the surrounding area has seen Rosemary either. I'm crazy with worry. I'd be sick as hell if I wasn't forcing myself to keep it together. I don't sleep at all the following night. I force myself to eat some food the next morning, although I start gagging when I try, because I need to keep my strength up for what comes next. As soon as the sun comes up, I throw some clothes into a bag. I go to head out the door. I'm surprised when my father blocks my path. "Dad," I say in surprise, "what are you doing?" His face is long and sunken in, his hair a mess, as usual. He's gotten a lot better over the years, but he'll never get over my mother's passing. None of us will. "Noah, I want you to think about what you're doing," he says, putting his hands up. "I know exactly what I'm doing," I tell him. "I'm going after the bastard who took her." "I don't want you getting hurt," he says. "The man who took Rosemary is dangerous. He could kill you. He could kill Rosie, too. I can't sit here and do nothing while he could be hurting her. Dad, get out of the way. Let the police do their work," he pleads. "They'll find her." "The police aren't looking for her very hard," I sneer. "They're doing the best they can. You're still not fully recovered from when he hit you. He tried to murder you with a car, Noah. What else is he capable of? This is a huge risk you're taking. I won't allow it. I'm 19, Dad. I can do what I want, and I want to find my girlfriend." "This man is dangerous. You're going to get hurt," he argues. My tone turns hard as I say, "You know what love feels like. If you had gotten a chance to save Mom, wouldn't you have taken it, no matter the risk?" His eyes contract. He draws in a deep breath and says, Fine, Noah. Just go." He steps away from the door, opening the way. As I pass him and grab the doorknob, I hear a sniff from behind. My younger brother Brennan is staring at me. The look he gives me is one of betrayal. He has tears in his eyes. It rips me up to leave him like this, but I'm setting an example for him. Sometimes older siblings have to do things that suck. "I'll be back, Brennan," I say. "I promise. I've never broken a promise to you." "Whatever," he spits. "Go ahead and get yourself killed. Might as well leave like Mom did." "Brennan," Dad says, but my brother slams his bedroom door. I sigh. Brennan took it really hard when he heard I'd been hit on my bike. He's worried he's going to lose me. And he might. Brennan's my family. I need to be here for him. But Rosemary's my family too, and no one else is going to bring her back. I open the door and step out into the sunlight. Through their shutters, the neighbors are peering out to look at me. I have a crappy car I use to get around. It'll have to do, since I no longer have my bike. I pull out of my driveway, heading away from town. I don't know where James took her, but I know where to start looking.
Chapter 4. Rosemary. When I wake up, the sun blinds my eyes and my arms are sore from being bound behind me as I've been laying on them. The clouds blur by, a colorful reel of film. A bump sends me flying. I realize I'm on the dirty floor of someone's car. My entire body aches. My father is still driving on the interstate. With a sinking feeling, I realized that no, this isn't a nightmare. This is really real, and I'm not waking up from this bad dream. I remember the sight of my father ramming his vehicle into Noah's bike and Noah flying across the windshield. I realized that once James hit Noah, I must have passed out from shock. Hit Noah. He killed him. There's no way my boyfriend survived a crash like that on a bike. He has to be dead. I sit up immediately, climbing onto the back seat as best I can. "Hello, Rosemary," James says pleasantly, as if we're on a Sunday drive and this is as normal as can be. "Sleep well?" I can barely breathe. Inhaling in short, quick breaths, I hiss, "You killed him." My father's face is blank. "Who?" "You killed him!" I scream. I lunge forward, slamming against him so he veers off to the side. A horn is blasting at us as he jerks the wheel around roughly. I hope he crashes this fucking car. Maybe then, if the car is totaled, he'll leave me behind to run away, and I'll be found by the police who come to check on the accident. Or, even better, maybe he'll crash and it'll kill him. I will do anything to cause him pain, anything to make him realize what he has done to me, to take my Noah away. I feel nothing for him now. He might be my father, but he murdered the love of my life. Any shred of obligation I felt to love him now that he took Noah away is completely gone. "Rosemary, stop," James shouts. He grabs me by my hair and wrenches me down so I'm back on the floor. "Don't do that again." "You killed him!" I scream again, tears jetting down my face. "The boy on the bike, you killed him." Understanding floods his face, but he doesn't show any remorse. "We didn't have a choice, Rosemary. If he had gone to the police, we would have been caught. It is what it is." "I hate you," I say, and he winces. "I hate you more than anything." "You say that now," he says. He glances in the rearview mirror, as if terrified someone is following. "Soon you'll understand. He was my boyfriend. I loved him," I scream. "Rosemary, you don't know what love is," James says in an exhausted tone. "Your feelings aren't important right now." I've heard that phrase from my mother so many times in my life, but hearing those words from this animal's mouth is so much worse. "Let me out of this goddamn car." I go to lunge for him again. He reaches over and clicks open the glove box, pulling out a small pistol. I freeze. An icy sensation shoots through me. A gun. He has a gun. "I don't want to scare you," James says, and he waves the pistol in the air. "But I do have this, and if I have to use it in order to make you behave, so be it. Now sit back down." I obey, though I sneer my next words. "The police are going to be looking for me," I threaten. "You're going to be in a lot of trouble if you don't bring me back home." "The police have no idea where I'm heading," James says. "We're already long gone." "What do you want to do with me?" I ask, not sure if I want to know the answer. "I've got a house picked out," he says. "We're going to live in it, you and me. Make up for all the years your bitch mother kept us apart." "You can't do this," I say. "I've got friends, and I go to college back in Lousdale. My life is there. Let me go." "The damage is already done," he says. "I can't send you back, Rosemary. You're with me now, and you have to stay." "If you wanted a relationship with me, you could have called me, stopped by to take me to dinner, maybe reach out to go for a walk in the park. Not kidnap me, you psycho," I hiss. "I couldn't do that. Your mother did whatever she could to keep me away from you," James insists. "This is where you need to be." "I'd rather be anywhere than here with you." You're not my dad just because you decided to show up and do this. I spit. His frown becomes deeper. I turn away from him, looking out the window. I let the tears roll as they come, not caring if James is paying any attention or not. From my mouth breaks a collection of sobs as I grieve my lost love. Noah's gone. No amount of begging is going to bring him back, and any pleading I can do isn't going to convince my father to let me go either. This is hopeless. I don't know if I'm getting out of this alive, but by God, I'm going to do my best, because I can't let my father do this to me without going down fighting. I promise Noah, wherever his soul is, that I'll find a way out.
Chapter 5. Noah. James's brother happens to live in the dirtiest city imaginable. Mark better be home, because I'm not playing around with this drunk. I stop my car in front of the dilapidated apartment building. I'm pretty sure the only neighbors Mark has are the rats. The sky is overcast, making the crumbling hovel with the broken windows and wrecked doors look even more disgusting. I get out of my car and grab a grocery bag full of bottles before I enter the apartment complex. I climb the dirty stairs, going to door number 6. It's unbelievable that the city still allows people to live in these conditions. Is he even here? I have to try. Hammering my fist upon the door, I cry, "Mark, open up or I'll bust this door down!" "You can go ahead and try, boy," Mark sneers, and a fury rises within me when I hear his voice. I want nothing more than to force him to tell me where Rosemary is, but I can't afford to lose my temper. Not now. "You need to let me in. It's important," I say, trying to keep the anger out of my voice. "If you're asking about my niece, I told the police. I don't know where she is. Now go away." I shake my head. He's lying so badly I can hear it in his voice. "I've got something for you," I say, and I shake the grocery bag. A clinking sound rings within. "I'll make it worth your while." Bribes work better than fists, most of the time, and if a bribe doesn't work with Mark, I'll resort to fists, happily. There's a pause, then the door unlocks. Mark glares at me, his face red. He's filthy and ugly and smells terrible. "Now you listen here, boy," he says, and his eyes glance to my bag. "I don't know what you're trying to pull. I just want to make a bargain," I say. I shake the bag again. The clinking sound makes his eyes widen. "Get in," he grumbles. I oblige, making sure I have a tight grip on the bag. I step inside. Ragged curtains darken each part of the room, illuminating couches with rips and holes, tiles ripped up from the floors to reveal stains. There's what looks like a pile of week-old vomit in the corner. Bottles and cups lie everywhere, along with cigarette butts and rotting food. A radio mindlessly blasts public news, flickering in and out every few seconds. I notice there are empty bottles of hand sanitizer lying around. Mark's addiction has gotten so bad he's been drinking it because he can't afford to buy enough booze to keep him intoxicated. A horrible smell, one of mildew and mixed odors, reaches my nose. I nearly gag, but I breathe through my mouth and say, "You know what happened to Rosemary. It's written all over your face. The cops weren't able to get it out of you, but I will. And I'm not leaving until I get answers." "I told you, I don't know anything. If that's what you came here for, you're wasting your time." He sits down on a mouse-chewed lounge chair, wiping his snotty nose. We both know that's not true. I put the grocery bag on the table, pulling out 5 bottles of liquor. Immediately, I've got his attention. "This is the good shit," I say as his eyes survey the bottles. "Expensive, I can assure you. You've never had anything like it." "Where'd you get that?" Mark asks in a whisper, acting like I found the Holy Grail. "Never mind how I got it. It's all yours, if you could tell me where Rosemary is." I turn the bottles toward him and wait, leaning on the table. He licks his lips. He then looks away, saying, "You might as well leave that here. I don't know what happened to her, and I don't care. You'll get in trouble if you're driving around with that in the car. You're underage. I'll call the cops. I don't give a damn what happens to me, I say viciously. I take a bottle and throw it against the floor. It bursts open, splattering liquor and glass everywhere. Mark screams, throwing his hands up in the air. What did you do that for? I lift up another bottle. Tell me where Rosemary is. You ain't getting nothing out of me, he hisses through his teeth. I smash another bottle, and he lets out another scream. Sweat starts forming on my neck. I'm running out of bottles. If this doesn't work, I'm stuck. I break the neck of a bottle and take a drink right in front of Mark. It burns my throat, makes my eyes water, and tastes disgusting. I have no idea why he wants it so much. But maybe he's drank so much alcohol during his lifetime that he needs something this powerful just to feel alive. Good stuff, I say, shoving down a cough. Wouldn't you like a drink? No? Guess not. I go to tip over the bottle and start spilling alcohol all over the floor. Give me one drink, one sip, then I'll tell you, he pleads. You're not getting anything until I know. I break another bottle, but this time I hold on to the neck, creating a weapon with a sharp, shattered end. I point it at him, the tip of the glass digging into his skin. If you don't want to talk, I'll make you bleed. So either comply and we both get what we want, or I'll make sure the cops have another case on their hands. Except, unlike Rosemary, you're not getting out of this alive. Now tell me! He swallows and says, All right, James called me up last week. What did he tell you? He told me he was coming to Lousdale to get his daughter back, Mark growls. He doesn't want to hurt her. He just wants to talk. Do you know where he's headed? I ask. Not sure, but if I had to guess, it'd be back to where we grew up, Mark breathes. It's an old house there, abandoned. Nobody's lived in it for years. He ain't got nowhere else to go. Give me the address. Mark scribbles something down on a nasty piece of paper and hands it to me. I can barely read his handwriting, but I can make out numbers. Want to cough up anything else? I ask. He gulps as he looks at the broken bottle in my hand. That's all I know. No lie. Now, you gonna keep your word? I'm already starting to head out the door. Thanks for the info. The rest of the liquor's all yours. You'd better watch yourself, boy, Mark calls after me. James is the craziest motherfucker you'll ever meet. You'd be better off running away from him than towards. Forget about your girl. There ain't no woman that special. I guess you wouldn't know. I slam the door and start running back to my car. The longer she's with him, the greater the chance James is going to lose control, which means I have to find her. And it has to be fast.
Chapter 6. Rosemary. James picks a rest stop in the middle of nowhere to fill up on gas. It's a mile off the highway, surrounded by nothing but flat land, which makes it impossible to hide. Be quick, James tells me as he reaches into the back seat and uncuffs my hands with a key he has. We have to leave soon. Don't try anything, otherwise... He doesn't finish that sentence. I shake my wrists, grateful to have the cuffs off. We enter the gas station. I want to cry out to the attendant for help, but I feel a small nudge at my back. Something that feels like metal. He hid the pistol in his coat. You get anyone else involved, I'll shoot them, James warns. I gulp before I stutter. I need to go to the bathroom. I've been stuck in that car forever. James grunts. He's unusually emotionless, and it frightens me. He leads me to the women's restroom, gesturing to go inside. I do so, and thankfully, he doesn't follow me. You've got 5 minutes, James says. Once the door to the restroom is closed, I immediately start looking for a way out. I pace in a circle within the restroom, trying not to scream. I can't go out there and cry for help. James will shoot someone to keep me in line. I don't want anyone else getting hurt. The security cameras in the gas station definitely caught our faces. The police are going to figure out we were here, but by the time they do, James will have taken me far away. I need to get away from James now. There's a tiny window at the top of the restroom I might be able to squeeze through. It's slightly cracked to let in air. I climb on top of the sink, push the window fully open, and try to clamber through. It's too tight a fit. I slip off my jacket and leave it behind on the floor so I can force myself through the window. I feel fresh air on my face, and a few tears of relief slip from my eyes as I slide out the window and fall onto the pavement below it. James isn't here. I've got precious seconds. Run. I bolt. I charge ahead, running away from the gas station. As I noted before, there's nothing here but flat farmland. I can't see any hiding places. It's a horrible place to run, but I have to try. I'll get away from him if I'm not on foot. I head to the car, open the driver's door, and look for the keys. No good. He isn't that dumb to leave the keys in the ignition. Terror's squeezing my throat, making it so I can't breathe. The highway's a mile away. Can I make it? I have no options. Running as fast as I can, I turn toward the interstate and start booking it. My breathing is labored from fear, and my lungs are swelling in my chest, fit to burst. What's going to happen if he catches me? Don't think like that. This is just like playing tag with Noah, I tell myself. Me and Noah are playing tag, and he's right behind me. He's not going to win this time. He's not going to win. I push my body faster, leaping off my toes to make my strides longer. As the highway nears, I feel a bit of hope. Can I make it? The sound of a car roars to life behind me. There's a vehicle following me, driving through the open farmland to chase after me. I hear the vehicle screech to a stop as James cries, "Rosemary!" I cry out as I stress my body to its limits. I glance behind me, see the flaming red eyes, the yellowed teeth clenched in fury. My father has gotten out of the car and is tailing me. Go, faster, faster! Don't let him catch you! James is gaining on me. He's faster than I thought, and he's driven to catch up to me. I'm already exhausted from running all this way. "Please, no!" I scream, and I put on one last burst of speed, but it's no use. I'm too tired. Before I know it, the weight of the entire world is slamming me into the dirt. "Get off me!" I screech. I slap James across the face, hard, and dig my nails into his eyeballs. It does no good. Though blood streams from his eyes, he grabs me and pulls me to my feet, keeping a firm grip. "Stop this right now!" James shakes me roughly. "Enough!" It feels like an earthquake is running through my body. I hear things crack as he jolts me back and forth. He's shaking me so hard I worry my neck will snap. "Are you done trying to run? Are you?" he screams. I let out a whimper. He stops shaking me, breathing erratically. Sweat is running down his face as he grabs the back of my neck, saying, "Do you think I'm stupid? Do you honestly think that I'm an idiot?" I'm sorry, I say, terrified he's going to shake me again. "I had to. I should have known better than to trust you," James seethes. "You're just like your mother, a little liar." "What are you going to do? Keep me prisoner until I give in? I won't," I say, shouting into his face. He starts dragging me back toward the car. "Don't make promises you can't keep, Rosemary. I will break you eventually." I hope someone will see him dragging me back to the vehicle, but the car is parked in a field in the middle of nowhere, away from both the gas station and the highway, so I'm sure no one does. He puts the cuffs back on me, throws me into the back of the car again, and pulls out onto the road. I knew it was risky to try and escape, but I had to make an attempt. What else do I have to lose? I've already lost Noah. He can't take anything else away from me, except my life. That's exactly what terrifies me.
Chapter 7. Noah. I pull off the road into the nearest rest stop. It's quiet, save for the chirping of the birds and the sounds of the whispering wind through the trees. I need time to think. I call the police and tell them about what Mark said, and give them the address of James's childhood home. The lead detective promises me he'll look into it, but since the home is located several states away, he notes they have to get another jurisdiction across state lines involved who has the resources and ability to go investigate. He tells me not to do anything rash and to let them handle it before he hangs up. The process of the law frustrates me to no end. I know there are good reasons why everything needs to be done by the book, as we can't risk James walking free once he's caught and tried in court. But at the moment, I'll be damned if I care about legalities right now. Rosemary is still missing. Until she's home, I can't be bothered to play nice. The detective won't be happy that I got involved, but screw it. I won't stand by and do nothing. James already has a day's worth of driving on me, and he'll reach his destination long before I have a chance of catching up. If he gets any idea the cops are going to come looking for him once he arrives, he'll move locations again, and I'll be back at square one. I can't let James take Rosemary to another place, because if I do, the chances of bringing her back home become even smaller than they already are. I need to beat him there, so I can stop him in his tracks. I use my phone to buy a plane ticket with the last bit of money I have, turn my car around, and drive to the airport. When James shows up at his house, I'll be waiting for him.
Chapter 8. Rosemary. I'm starting to doze off. The lights flicker in and out of my vision, glowing and narrowing as we whirl by signs and buildings, cars passing us at a ridiculous rate. We've been driving for nearly 2 days without stopping, save for when we need to get gas. James doesn't let me out of the car this time. I don't need to use the restroom, as I haven't eaten or drank anything in days now. I'm dehydrated, feeling sick, and scared out of my mind. When are we going to stop? I ask, turning my head to look at James. I'd fall asleep, but I can't. I want to make sure I know my surroundings if I do manage to get away. Soon, he says. We're nearly there. I huff and say, we're going back to your mother's house, aren't we? That's our final stop. How did you guess? It's the only home you've ever known. I pause, and the only place that you ever had a home with me. He scratches his beard. Rosemary, how much do you remember about the divorce? I don't remember much of anything except how much you and Mom fought, I grumble. It wasn't easy to leave, he says. It's probably a good thing that you don't remember much. It was a good thing you left, I said coldly. I didn't need you then, and I definitely don't need you now. There's a darkness in James's eyes as he glances in the rearview mirror at me, and it makes a shudder run up my spine. I need to be quiet. This man is dangerous. That I've survived this long is a miracle. If I say the wrong thing, I could be killed for it. James clears his throat and says, Your mother must be worried sick about you. His words betray him, and I notice he smiles slightly. Everything becomes clear. He doesn't care about me. All he cares about is hurting my mother, and taking her child away from her is the best way to do it, even if me and my mom aren't on the best terms. Sick bastard. He doesn't mean anything when he says he wants us to have a relationship again. He just wants to feel like he has some sort of power and control over my mother again. This kidnapping is his way of doing that. I don't want to give him the satisfaction of letting him know his plan has worked, so I say, I don't know. She's been pretty distracted with Peter these days. The smile slides off his face. I can recall a time when all she thought about was me. I roll my eyes. Well, that was a long time ago. Things are a lot different now. James doesn't respond, and we leave the city. We keep driving through a wide countryside until he pulls into a driveway. It's a little house, smack dab in the middle of nowhere and far enough away from all civilization that no one is going to hear me scream even if I shriek at the top of my lungs. I give a long, dreadful sigh as I look up at the house. My grandmother died years ago, and this place has been abandoned ever since. I used to live here with James and my mom when I was really little, as my parents didn't have the money to rent their own place. I lived here until they got divorced. Then Mom took me with her to Lousdale. I can see why she left. The house is dilapidated and falling apart. James takes me out of the car, then directs me into the house. When we enter, I sneeze. There's dust everywhere, and furniture is falling to pieces. Rats have definitely made this place their home in the past 15 years since we've been gone. My heart thuds as James directs me toward the staircase. My foot falls through a step, but he pulls me through it, and we keep climbing. My thoughts race by as I consider the possibilities. Escaping is a priority. He got me to his final location, so I'm terrified of whatever's coming next. I know what little shred of patience and sanity this man has left is draining quickly, and when he finally snaps, he'll turn on me. Once he figures out he doesn't have the leverage over my mom he thinks he does by dragging me here, I'm done for. I can't fight off James. He's too strong. I'll have to outwit him. My heart sinks as we enter my toddler-age bedroom. The crib is still here, along with all my old wooden toys, each of them rotting into dust. James takes off the handcuffs. I get excited for a moment, thinking I've got a chance to escape, but he only takes out a rope from his pocket and uses it to tie me to the cast iron radiator in the center of the room. The knots are so tight I can't break free. I'm sorry, Rosemary, he states, but I don't want to take any chances. James backs away. I need to make a few phone calls. He begins. Be back soon. He shuts the door so slowly, it's torturous. He doesn't lock it. I don't think this door locks, and he doesn't have any other means of keeping me in. Clearly, this operation was poorly planned, probably a last-minute, spur-of-the-moment decision to try and get revenge on my mother. The minute he's out of sight, I immediately begin pulling and yanking on the ropes, trying to break myself free. It's no good. I'm not going anywhere. I try forcing my hand through the ropes, but it doesn't budge. I need something to make my hand slick enough to slide through the ropes. I look around and notice that there's a small bottle of old, discarded baby lotion lying on the floor. I strain to reach it with my foot, the rope digging and cutting into my wrists and making my eyes water. I use my foot to move the bottle of lotion close enough for me to snatch. Then I grab it and pour the lotion onto my hand excessively, slathering it all over my skin. I stretch the rope and release tension by twisting my wrists back and forth, working the lotion into the knot so it loosens and becomes slick. I muffle a cry of pain as my skin rips and starts to bleed. The rope is cutting into me, preventing circulation, but I don't stop. The ropes etch into my skin, leaving long red marks as I finally rip my fingers free of my binds. Both of my hands are now dripping blood. Once I'm free from the ropes, I pause. I look toward the door. If I run away and get caught, what's going to happen this time? Is James going to lose it for good? The thought of him coming after me, enraged and out of his mind, makes me shake. Is it worth the risk? Noah wouldn't want me to be a coward. Noah would want me to fight back. I need to be brave, because even if I try to escape and James catches me, it's better than dying here and not trying to resist at all. I try the window first, but it's painted shut and I can't get it to crack. Breaking it is just going to alert James I'm escaping, so I'll have to sneak out the door. I open the door slowly and breathe a sigh of relief when I notice he's not in the hallway. I can hear him on the phone downstairs, talking to someone. If I had to guess, it sounds like one of his former prison buddies. "If you want to come get her, she's all yours," James mumbles. "I don't need her anymore. She's served her purpose." My blood freezes. Now that his plan to wound my mother is complete, James is going to get rid of me before the cops can catch up. He doesn't want the police to bring me back to my mother, alive or otherwise, because even giving her a body to bury would be some sort of comfort. He wants to torture her, because if someone else takes me, she'll never know if I'm alive or dead. This isn't the final destination, but the drop-off point. He's going to hand me off to someone else. I need to get out of here, now. I sneak down the hallway slowly, delicately putting one foot in front of the other. I wince when a board creaks as I step on it, but I don't stop. James is still on the phone, so I don't think he notices. There's an old fire escape in my grandmother's room. I pray that it's still there, and nearly weep in relief when I see that it is. I manage to slide open the window that leads to the fire escape, which thankfully isn't painted over, and shimmy down the escape before letting go and falling 6 feet to the ground. I groan as I injure my ankle with the fall, but I force myself to get up. Losing all control, I run into the wilderness. My wounded ankle stings as I push myself forward, making for the safety of where? Where on earth is possibly safe from him? The entire world has gone missing. It is only me and my father, caught in an endless cat and mouse game underneath a moon that is never going to fall, looking for a sun that will never rise. Without warning, knuckles slam into the back of my head. I go crashing down to the earth, rocks skidding my face and embedding into my cheek as I come to a halt upon the rough ground. Dark splotches dot my vision, and my eyes swell as James picks me up and slams me into the ground. Something in my right arm cracks, but there's no time to wonder what it is, for my father has caught me again. "Do you really think you can get away from me like she did?" James rages. "I own you!" My body is thrown carelessly around as his fist hits my face. Blood comes gushing from my nose. I try to throw my hands up to protect myself, but he easily bats them away. The scariest thing about the whole endeavor isn't the pain, but the way his bloodshot, wide eyes gaze at me in fury and fear. He is as lost and scared as I am, and I know that he cannot stop himself. This isn't my father looking back at me. It's a monster. "Leave me alone, please," I cry. He grabs my shoulders, and I realize that I have to stop him. If I don't, he'll kill me. Doing the only thing I can think of, I raise my knee up to ram him in the groin. He instantly falls over. I force myself to get up, my one arm dangling limply by my side and my bloody hands dripping onto the ground. My eyes are starting to swell shut, and I can't see very well, but I pay no attention. There's nothing left in me but survival. I have no idea where I am. "Rosemary!" I don't hear the voice calling my name, because my soul is no longer in my body, and I am watching myself from afar. I know I must be in pain, but I feel nothing. "Rosemary, please." my father cries out. And that voice is shattered and has shattered the world. I don't want to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I love you. I don't hear anything more out of him, either because I don't want to, or because the entire world has become mute to my ears. I want nothing more of his lies. All that matters or ever mattered is running, but for some reason, I am unable to run anymore. I hear the firing of a pistol. A sharp pain enters through my back and exits my torso as the gunshot ricochets through the air. I'm gone before I hit the ground.
Chapter 9. Noah. Once the plane lands, I hire a taxi and take it directly to the address Mark gave me. It's dawn when I step out of the taxi to search the area. There, that's the house. In the driveway, I see the same type of vehicle that ran into me on my bike. Shit, he got here before I did. I'm about to walk into the house without a plan, figuring I'll fight to the death to get Rosemary back, but I change my plans when I see small red dots littering the grass. That's blood. Fearing it might be Rosemary's, I start following the blood trail, only to see that the trail has now become a puddle of blood, a pool which makes me gag. Please don't let it be Rosemary's. Please don't let it be Rosemary's. I follow the red river with dread, my stomach tossing and turning. What if I find her, and she's not? Someone lands a sucker punch from behind. I see stars and stumble forward. When I turn around, I'm faced with James McGowan, who appears madder than I've ever seen anyone be. He's got blood on his hands that isn't his own. Bitter and uncontrolled rage wells up in me as I scream. What did you do to her, you filthy bastard? I let her die in the wild, like a bitch dog deserves, James cries. He barely has the last word out before my fists are flying into his face. I hear his jaw break as my fist smashes into it, and soon Jack and I are trading punches, him giving me a blow for every one I give him. I don't care. I don't even feel the pain, because I'm so enraged right now. James McGowan battles for revenge and control, but I fight for love, and my love for Rosemary is stronger than any hatred of his could ever be. James pulls a gun from his jacket and starts firing at close range. I must have someone looking out for me up above, or James is a terrible shot, because all his bullets miss. He spends all his rounds and doesn't have time to reload before I tackle him to the ground, wrapping my hands around his throat. James scrambles to pull me off, but he can't do it. I'm stronger, and my arms will fall off before I let go of his neck. Eventually, his tiny hands fall at his sides as he begins to pass out. I choke him until he's unconscious, then stand, leaving him to lie in the mud as I turn on the spot. "Rosemary!" I cry, and my voice trembles with her name. "Rosie!" She doesn't respond. A terrible thought crosses my mind that it's because she can't. Maybe this madman has already done whatever he planned to do with her. The thought makes me consider doing dark things to James, things he won't come back from. But I'm not a murderer, and until I know Rosemary is dead, I'm not giving up on searching for her. I keep looking around, scanning the wilderness. I know she's got to be out here somewhere. Eventually, the sun rises higher and it gets brighter out. I see Rosemary's mass of red hair sprawled across the grass 20 feet away. I give a sob as I notice she's still breathing. She's alive. "Rosemary!" I cry out, rushing to her side and skidding to a stop. Her back is turned to me, and I hear her utter a soft moan. I gently turn her over, my insides filling with anger and hatred for her father as I observe her face. Cuts and bruises are scattered upon it as one side of her face swells to an abnormal proportion. She squints out of her black eyes to look at me in pain. I notice there is a stream of blood gushing out her chest. The bastard shot her. She's losing blood and fast. Rosemary utters a soft note before she lies utterly still. "Rosie, no," I say. "Rosie, stay with me." I take off my jacket and press it to the bullet wound, holding in her blood and placing gentle kisses on her face. I realize if help doesn't show up soon, I'm going to lose her. She can't survive this type of wound without surgery. Don't you go anywhere. You stay. She mumbles something inaudible. I keep whispering to her, trying to get her to come back. I love you more than anything, Rosie. Do you hear that? More than life. I never want you away from me. Keep hanging on. Don't you go away.
Chapter 10. Rosemary. Weeks have passed. I'm stuck inside my mother's house, huddled under a blanket and unable to move. The police showed up minutes after Noah did and tried to take James in. He'd become conscious by that point and had a shootout with the police. He didn't survive the encounter. The ambulance got me to the hospital fast enough so the surgeons could remove the bullet and give me a blood transfusion. They fixed my broken arm and put it in a cast, as well as bound up my ankle. I'm lucky to be alive, but even though I'm home safe, I still feel like a captive for the most part. My body is free, but the psychological scars won't seem to heal. My whole life has been reduced to playing video games and watching television. I'm trying to force myself to watch my favorite shows so I can get back to normal. I don't feel normal. I'll probably never feel normal again. But I have to try. I have to try and be anything but broken. I pick up my phone for about the millionth time to check my messages and wince at my reflection. One side of my face is still swollen, and I have 2 black eyes. There's no part of my body that's not bruised or scratched. When I toss and turn at night from nightmares which feature screams and gunshots, the sores bleed, but I don't bother to clean up the blood on my skin. I let it dry, because what's the point? Noah cleans it off when he comes to visit me every afternoon, taking a wet washcloth and wiping me down. I've missed so much school that there's no point in me trying to go back to college this semester. My boss says to come back to my job whenever I feel ready. I don't think I'll ever be ready. My mother walks into the room. She, Peter, and Noah are the only people I've seen since I came home. "How are you feeling today?" she asks. I don't answer. She sighs and comes to sit down by my side. "I'm sorry for everything, honey. What happened to you was my mistake." "It wasn't, Mom," I choke out. "You aren't responsible for the actions of a violent psychopath." "I chose to be with him, and this is the result," Mom whispers. "I didn't realize that when you're young and in love, it's never meant to last." She reaches out to stroke my hair. "I just wish I had realized that before I married James." "You were my age when you married him," I say blankly, not looking at her. "Too young," she repeats. "I was too foolish and naive to know what true love is. If I had been smarter, I could have saved you from all this mess." Loved him. Did I? I don't know. I think I was just desperate for someone to love me after struggling through one of the worst times of my life. My teenage years weren't easy. She hesitates. "I just don't want you to make the same mistake." Her words immediately make me want to vomit. Noah loves me. He's been over here every day taking care of me. "I don't think he's the one for you, sweetie. I just want what's best for you. And Noah's not a good guy. He's a troublemaker like your father was. Noah is nothing like James." I spit. "Noah is kind and a good person." "I thought so too when I married James," Mom insists. "Then he got worse and turned into a monster. The same thing could happen to Noah." Rage spills out of me as I snap. "I would be dead right now if it wasn't for him." "That could be true," Mom says with a miserable shrug. But I want you to remember, if I hadn't fallen in love at 19, none of this would have happened to you. Noah's a troublemaker. He has no money, no prospects, and he's trapped in a dead-end job. He's not educated, and he has no opportunities. You stay with him, you'll end up being stuck. Her words baffle me. I'm so shocked I'm barely able to render a response. None of that matters. Mom takes in a sharp breath. I don't want you thinking Noah's your knight in shining armor just because. He's the one who found me. It wasn't you. I burst, pushing her away. You didn't bother coming after me. He did. What did you expect me to do, Rosemary? Go after a madman and put myself at risk? Mom quips, throwing her hands up. I figure I would do that for my daughter if I had one, and it hurts that she didn't for me. I don't know, Mom. It's just weird you're going after Noah now after all he's done to help. She stands and says with a shaky breath, I just don't want you to get hurt. Remember that I fell for a bad boy too, and it ruined our lives. You should be focused on healing now. It's best if you two call this off before you get hurt again. She pats my shoulder. You know, one of my friends from work has a son your age. He's an eligible bachelor, studying to be a doctor. I could set up a date. I am absolutely appalled by her actions. Leave, Mother, I tell her shortly. I won't hear any more of this. She walks out the door to go to work, but her kind expression falls and becomes mean. If you continue dating Noah Cash, your world is going to get very small, young lady. And I am not going to support you in this relationship to nowhere. It's embarrassing having a child that's dating someone so beneath her. Either break up with him or you're out of this house. I won't have a daughter who prostitutes herself to the lowest man in town. She slams the door shut behind her, and I wince. My mother can be cruel, but those were possibly the harshest words I'd ever heard her speak to me. I sit there in silence for hours, staring at the wall as I muse the prior conversation over. A coldness settles into me as I realize the truth of who my mother is. She's trying to use my trauma over what happened to get me to break up with my boyfriend, and she's leveraging my vulnerability right now to get me to do what she wants. It's just sick. Does she really hate Noah that much? After all that I've been through, does she really want to cause me more pain just to get her way? She knows breaking up with Noah would hurt me, but she doesn't care because she has better options in mind for me. Noah's right. I don't have to love the people who gave birth to me just because they're my family. I get to choose my family, and I'm going to make that choice right now. For the first time in days, I get up off the couch and get dressed properly. I fix my hair into a ponytail and text Noah to let him know to meet me in the lavender field right away. Our lavender field. Then I jump into my car and drive.
Epilogue. Noah. I'm anxious when I park my car on the side of the road near the lavender field. I don't know what this is about, and Rosemary's insistence to come right away worries me. She's already waiting for me in the center of the field, underneath the oak tree. I approach her cautiously, asking, Rosie, what's going on? Rosemary takes a deep breath, then grasps my hands. I've been thinking about what you said on family, that I get to choose the family I want to have, and that I'm not obligated to love people because of who they are in relation to me. Okay, I start. Where was this going? Let me explain, she insists. I made excuses for my parents because that's what I thought I had to do, but I can't live in denial anymore about who they are. My father nearly killed me, and my mom just wants to control me. Both of them have tried to dictate to me how my life is going to go, but I realize now that only I get to make those decisions. I'm choosing to move forward and chase after the life I want to live, not the life everyone else wants to decide for me. They might be the people who gave birth to me, but Noah, you're my family. My true family. Tears well in my eyes as she goes on. You're the only one who tried to save me when I went missing. You're the only one who put his life on the line when there was a risk you might not come back home. And you're the person that truly cares about me and wants what's best for me, not what's best for themselves. I'll always put you first, Rosie, I choke out. You have no idea what it means to hear all of this. I never wanted to hurt you, but I should have faced it from the beginning and accepted what I didn't want to see, Rosemary whispers. I hadn't realized it before, but my mom is super controlling. I feel like I have to do what she says out of guilt, but I'm an adult now. I need to make my own choices. And I choose you. She nods as she adds, and you're right. I need to move out. I have to get my own place. I can't stay with my mother anymore. It would be good for me to get some distance from her and Peter. She's going to freak out once I start moving boxes, but I have to do what's best for me. Also, I'm quitting my crappy job. I need to find a new place to work, a place where I'm actually respected as a person. That's awesome, Rosie. I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself. And if you're moving out, I might as well too, I say. We should get an apartment together. Her eyebrows furrow. What about your dad and Brennan? Dad got a job. He told me he needs to start taking responsibility for his life, and he admits it's not fair he's been putting everything on me all these years. He can handle the bills in the house by himself now, I say. Also, me and Brennan had a long talk. He was really mad when I went after James, but now that I'm back, he understands. He really likes you, Rosie, and he knows how much I care about you. Rosemary nods. We can be a family together, Noah. I know how much you love me, and you know how much I love you. It's hard letting go of my family like this, and it hurts walking away from my mother, but it's the right decision. You're all I need. My heartbeat thrashes against my chest as I say quietly, if you truly feel that way, then there's something I need to do. I get down on one knee. Her eyes widen larger than I've ever seen them, and I say, Rosemary McGowan, will you marry me? I pull a diamond ring out of my pocket and show it to her. It's not much, just a little thing, all I could afford. But to her, I hope it means everything. Her hands fly up to her mouth. Noah, I love you, Rosie, more than anything in the world, I insist. I'm never going to want anyone else. For me, there's nothing left but to jump into my life with you head first. We are not our parents, and we're not going to make their mistakes. So, will you say yes? She smiles. Yes, absolutely, Noah. Let's get married, now and forever. I slip the ring under her finger and stand to scoop her into my arms, spinning her around as I kiss her. She giggles and says, I'm the luckiest person in the world. That's where you're wrong, I say, because no one has ever been luckier than I am to have you. Thank you for saving me from my father, she whispers. I can't believe I'm really starting a brand new family with you. Believe it, baby. I skim my lips over her ear. Because for every moment for the rest of forever, I'm going to make you mine. I devour her mouth ravenously, and she returns my kiss nearly deliriously. Out here, in the middle of our abandoned lavender field, we're all alone and no one's around. This is our safe haven, our place of growing something new, and we're going to start right now. We fall to the ground, and the flowers cover us completely as we go rolling into the grass. I slip Rosemary's dress over her head, and she tugs off my shirt. I hurry to take off my pants as she caresses me through my boxers, and despite trying to hold back, I can't resist giving a moan of pleasure. No, she whimpers as I edge her through the fabric of her panties. I maneuver down, grabbing the waistband with my teeth and pulling it off slowly, down her long and beautiful legs. I kiss up the length of her skin, tasting her apex before I finally shove down my boxers, and we're completely naked underneath the light of the sun. Do you want me in you, Rosie? I whisper. I draw myself over her wanting middle, and she quivers beneath my body. Yes, I need more of you, Rosemary gasps. I thrust myself within her, and her back arches off the grass as she drags her long nails over my back. She pulls me closer within each movement of my hips, kissing me with fervor wanting as she tugs on my locks. I make love to her under the clouds and the daylight, driven mad by the ring on her finger and the fact that I've claimed her as my wife, now and always. I thrust harder, and as Rosemary is crying my name, I give my release, losing her in a wave of passion and light. Rosemary's mouth doesn't leave mine until we're long done making love. Is that an indication of what's to come, Mr. Cash? That's just a taste, future Mrs. Cash, I tease. I kiss the back of her hand. Now you need to pick out a wedding dress. Can't get married without one. I guess not. Rosemary grins as she looks into my eyes. You know what? Once we're married, let's leave this town and start over somewhere else. I always liked the idea of running off together. We can live on a beach, a place warm and sunny. Then let's run and never stop. Life's coming at us full speed, and I don't want to miss a second of it. I hold her close so we can face whatever the world is going to throw at us together, standing side by side. Rosemary is going to be my wife, and we're going to build a new family, together. Whatever life has in store, nothing could ever tear me away.
The end. This has been Away, written by Megan Linsky, narrated by Liana Walsh and AJ Carter. Copyright 2012 by Megan Linsky. Audio copyright 2024 by Megan Linsky.